Yes, thank you, Steve. Welcome everyone inside Old Trafford on what's already been a highly successful day for Manchester United Football Club, as you've just been hearing. But here in the Premier League, it is Manchester United 8th in the table against title-chasing Arsenal. And it is coming to the crunch, isn't it? The Premier League season ends next Sunday afternoon. There's 1 week left of this Premier League season. Arsenal kick off now in front of our eyes in the yellow away shirts, navy lines, the black shorts, and the yellow and black socks. Manchester United in the red shirts, white shorts, black socks. Manchester United defending the Stretford end in the first half, and Arsenal have won the ball back from Mainoo. Arsenal into the penalty area, and Manchester United are just about able to deal with it all. It's kept in by Saka, who is challenged there by Dalot, went down quickly. Referee Tierney says no free kick, and then the ball is worked in from the right hand side, cleared away by Johnny Evans. It's given back to Arsenal. This is very strong early Arsenal pressure here, with the visitors backed by a deafening crowd of Arsenal fans to our right. And now on the edge of the penalty area, the ball is slipped into the box to Havertz, right side of the area, chips it across, and it's put behind at the back post for a corner to Arsenal. Clinton Morrison's next to me, Premier League goal scorer. What a start by Arsenal.
What a start. They straight from the kickoff, they just pen Man United in. It's good play by Saka. He tries to play a 1-2, he thinks he's fouled, but in the end it was good defending from Diallo.
Yeah, we've reached the point in the season where if Arsenal do not win today, then Manchester City can be confirmed as champions again on Tuesday. So I wonder who's going to do who a favour. A corner for Arsenal. Declan Rice waits to take this in front of the Stretford end. Lots of players run to the near post. It's glanced across and then headed away by Wan-Bissaka at the far post. Saka now takes up possession for Arsenal, weaving one way and the other, then to the byline. It's blocked away and bounces away for Manchester United to bring it away towards the halfway line with Amad Diallo, who's starting a match for Manchester United for the first time this season, and United win themselves a throw-in halfway inside their own half. So Manchester United 0, Arsenal 0. This Manchester United team, which is without Rashford, it is without Bruno Fernandes again. There was an expectation that they would both be fit and back in the team, but in actual fact Bruno Fernandes is sitting about 15 yards to our left on the back row of the director's box next to Tom Heaton. And so Johnny Evans gets to it, left full back position, and stabs it out of play for a throw into Arsenal. So the United team, Onana in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Casemiro, Evans and Dalot. Then Amrabat with Captain McTominay and Mainoo. As Arsenal take the throw and it's volleyed away from inside the box. And then Højlund up front with Garnacho and Amad Diallo on either side. And Arsenal, same team as last weekend. Raya in goal, White, Saliba, Gabriel and Tomiyasu, Odegaard, Partey and Rice, Saka, Havertz and Trossard. And Mikel Arteta has set this Arsenal team out with a clear order to get an early goal if they can. It's been all Arsenal. Long throw to the byline. Odegaard tries to pull it back. Manchester United get it half away. It's given away to Partey. Partey now on the edge of the penalty area. Odegaard is in there, and then the left foot shot from Saka from the right side of the box is straight at Onana, who's able to lean forward and save it quite comfortably.
No, we've been playing 3 minutes. Honestly, Man United have not got out of their half. It's been a fantastic good play between Odegaard and Saka. It's probably a weak shot from Saka. They're comfortable save from Onana, but you can see what Arsenal have done. They saw what Man City done yesterday and they thought we need to start well, and they have started well. One thing I will say, John, Ten Hag looks smart. He's got a little beige number. I do like it. Very summery.
Yes, he has. I think it's got a slight check to it.
Yeah.
It's a beige suit, black trainer style shoes. I can see a touch of ankle in there as well.
Yeah, he looks very smart.
He does. He's well turned out, and he'll be hoping that his team is much better turned out than they were at Crystal Palace. As the ball is played forward to Højlund, but he can't get it under control in between these two excellent Arsenal central defenders. But Højlund in again with a chance, but slips at the crucial point inside the area. The ball was actually won back, I think, by McTominay against Partey on the edge of the penalty area. Bounced to Hoyland, and I'm not sure was necessarily expecting it, and slipped when he went to shoot.
You don't get chances like this, John. It's a big chance. I think he slips. I think Saliba plays it to Partey, and credit McTominay. He's onto him like a flash, and it's a great chance for Hoyland, but he slips over, and he kind of foot and goes over wide. You can see it there. He slips. If he don't slip, it's 1-0 to Man United.
However, it is Manchester United 0, Arsenal 0. And this is 5 Live, BBC Sounds. The World Service are with us as well on what is a day in Manchester that feels like it could almost be a day in Malaysia. It is swelteringly warm for Manchester as the ball's deflected out of play 10 yards inside the Arsenal half. Really is, Clinton. I mean, it's
I know it's hot because you came in the blazer looking smart with your tie. The tie's off, 2 buttons are undone, so you're looking very cool at the moment, John.
I wish, almost like Eric Ten Hag, I wish I'd left my socks at home. Wan-Bissaka near the halfway line, turns it back into central defence, and Casemiro, who's under some scrutiny, isn't he? Casemiro. I feel a little sorry for him.
I do, because it's not his position centre half. He actually is a midfielder, but he's experienced enough. I think the performance against Palace is under scrutiny, but he's still a good footballer.
And Eric Ten Hag hasn't really got too many options. Running the ball back into his own half and then turning it back to Johnny Evans. He was chased there all the way from centre field by Tomiyasu. It was the left back chasing Amad Diallo almost into the Manchester United left back area.
They stay with their men. That's what I think Arteta's big on. If that's the man you're meant to be marking, you stay with him.
And that's exactly what he did. Tomiyasu was a doubt for this. Saka as well. But obviously nothing too serious. Yet again with Bukayo Saka, doubt for the game. Starts the next game. And here's Casemiro. It's his 5th consecutive game in central defence for Manchester United. Ball to the edge of the area. That's headed down to Garnacho. Garnacho into the penalty area, trying to find a position on his right foot, which he does, but it's blocked. Out to the edge of the area. Wan-Bissaka. Amad Diallo drags it back. Amad Diallo takes it back out of the area, then slips it into Garnacho, whose shot is deflected up and over the top of the crossbar. And that was very easy on the eye from Manchester United.
It's not the Man United team I saw last week against Palace. They started off ever so well. Garnacho doing ever so well. Amad Diallo started ever so well. Great little ball into Garnacho. It's good defending. Good block from Gabriel. Arsenal know they're in a game, John.
Yeah, Arsenal, who don't forget have got the best defensive record in the Premier League this season, with just the 28 goals conceded, let in only 13 away from home in the Premier League. Corner to Manchester United. Raya comes for it, got his hands to it, pushed it across the penalty area, full stretch. Amad Diallo now. Diallo finds his way between 2 men. Then a challenge from Saka inside the box. The ball runs out to Amrabat, and then it's nicked back for Arsenal by Trossard. Trossard now racing to the halfway line. He's got Amrabat in front of him, and Amrabat does extremely well to dispossess Trossard on the halfway line. Excellent defending, excellent defensive midfield play.
Yeah, but he's a good player, Amrabat. He just hasn't seen enough football. He's been injured, because I remember him at Fiorentina. I remember Morocco. He was outstanding for them in midfield. So he is a good player, but he just hasn't had enough game time. But good opportunity for him this afternoon. But you're right, John. Good defending.
Manchester United 0, Arsenal 0. A really promising start to this match. Arsenal's early domination, but Manchester United have shown a little bit of something. And you would expect there would be a response from Manchester United after their heaviest defeat of the season on Monday night. But Arsenal win it back centre field. Odegaard slips it to the right of the penalty area. Saka works it across via a deflection. Came off the nearest defender, either Evans or Dalot. They were right together, and it's a corner to Arsenal.
Yeah, I think it's good defending. I think it's from Johnny Evans, but Man United can't afford to give ball away cheaply, because one thing with Arsenal, they'll just spring into attack. And with the likes of Odegaard and Saka, they do cause problems.
Bright sunshine, although clouds over Old Trafford. Thunderstorms are forecast here, and it wouldn't be surprising, because it is extremely close. But the sun is glinting off the head of the Manchester United manager, who's watching his team defend this set piece. Saka to take it from the right hand side, 1 foot in front of the other. Here's the delivery, left footed to the near post. It's a glance that lands on the roof of the net. I think it might, the two of them were together, and it is behind for a goal kick to Manchester United.
You're right, it was either Saliba or Gabriel. I think it was Gabriel who gets the last contact. They are a threat though, with Declan Rice one side of Saka. They do deliver it well.
They do. but it remains 0-0. Manchester United, for all of their troubles and struggles, have actually lost only one match here at Old Trafford in 2024 since the turn of the year. But I mean, so many disappointing results, whether they're draws or defeats. Ball is played forward and all the way through to David Raya at the other end. And in fact, Erik ten Hag, his first paragraph in the programme today, in his column, says Monday's performance was nowhere near good enough for Manchester United. And he says both the result and the performance were unacceptable. So that's the message to the fans from the match programme, and the players, I'm sure, have had the same message. Here's Declan Rice, halfway inside his own half. Oh, that's a pass that Raya just gets to. There was a little slip from the Arsenal goalkeeper, but he was quickly out. I thought McTominay was going to be onto that, but Raya comfortably got there first to whack it away downfield.
Yeah, because Declan Rice, I think I know he's trying to find Gabriel or Saliba, and the ball wasn't good enough, but I just think Raya done ever so well, anticipated really well.
So it is 0-0 in the day's Super League match, the latest. London Broncos 32, Hull FC 18. So London Broncos on course for their first win of the season in the Super League. Amrabat on the edge of his own penalty area, playing it back into the edge of the 6-yard box. Onana now strikes a pass to Wan-Bissaka, who has started on the right-hand side, by the way. Dalot is the left back. They have switched it around occasionally. Raya with a heavy-ish touch. Højlund was after him, but Raya was able to clear the ball away to the halfway line, where Dalot wins the challenge against Saka, leaves Saka on the ground, and it's brought forward for Manchester United by Scott McTominay, wearing the captain's armband, with Bruno Fernandes in the stands near us. Bright sunshine again on Old Trafford, with the pitch rolled into big squares, and Manchester United tapping the ball to Kobbie Mainoo, and then Mainoo's pass through towards Dalot is slightly behind Mainoo, and he will go back into his own half. So 11 minutes played and still 0-0. Manchester City now top of the table, 2 points ahead of Arsenal after their win at Fulham yesterday. Another comprehensive win for Manchester City yesterday, who just looked so confident, so composed, and so unbothered by the pressure that they must feel.
They'll feel pressure, but this team's been there, seen it and done it relentless year after year. And they got some top players that are in fantastic form at the moment. Everyone thought it might have been a hard game that against Fulham. They blew them away.
Yep, 7 wins in a row in the Premier League. Arsenal have won 4 in a row, as Amad Diallo thought he'd been fouled, but Manchester United are still in possession. Here's Amrabat forward towards Wan-Bissaka, who's actually in the centre circle, the right back. And here it is, Wan-Bissaka in possession again. Diallo peels out towards the right-hand side. This is Amad Diallo's first Premier League start for Manchester United for almost exactly 3 years. Although, as you'll probably know, he's been on loan at Rangers and Sunderland, where he had a very good season last season. Amad Diallo, who scored that amazing winner in the FA Cup against Liverpool here in the quarter-final. Arsenal with the ball in front of their own penalty area, and Thomas Partey has dropped back in between the two central defenders. It's quite a contrast, isn't it? Saliba and Gabriel have played almost all season together for Arsenal, whereas Manchester United have had these 14 different central defensive combinations. And I do have sympathy for Erik ten Hag in that regard.
Definitely, it's not even his first 2. He's had his probably first choice centre backs out for quite a lot of the season. He's probably never got the 2 that he's wanted for about 5 or 6 games this season. So yeah, you do have sympathy for him in that department, that's for sure.
Yeah, and he did say that Lisandro Martinez, who's missed most of this season, said he wanted to play in this game, but Erik ten Hag said the advice was it's just not time for him yet. So it is Onana in possession, plays the ball out to Dalot. Dalot does well against White, and now Dalot runs away from him. Rice is trying to get there. Dalot plays it across the edge of the penalty area, where it is deflected behind and wide of goal by Trossard. I mean, so many yellow and black shirts streaming back there, chasing Dalot, and one of them in the end got the deflection to put it behind for a corner.
Yeah, but I'd say he's been one of Man United's best players this season, Dalot. I think wherever he's asked to play right back or full back, he's defended well and he does well getting forward.
Corner then for Manchester United. Dalot wipes his brow with his arm. I'm not surprised. Then the delivery to the near post. That's headed away by Kai Havertz. Comes out 30 yards from goal to Wan-Bissaka, who has Trossard closing him down. So he drags the ball away to the left-hand side, plays it back to Onana, and the United goalkeeper, long pass from him. Bukayo Saka's under that and heads it out where it's allowed to bounce out of play for a throw-in to Manchester United. Sure, Manchester City supporters, only rarely will their concentration have been so much on what's happening inside Old Trafford. They'd love a result today for Manchester United. That would make it very easy for Manchester City in terms of what they have to do. The equation would be very, very simple, starting at Tottenham on Tuesday night. Here's Wan-Bissaka starting off from the halfway line. Then rolls a ball to Amad Diallo, who cuts in from the right-hand side, plays a little ball via a deflection. Menu is there. Menu, Amad Diallo on the edge of the area. Wan-Bissaka goes infield towards Amrabat, and then back towards the halfway line where Casemiro finds Dalot, who shoots for goal from 22 yards. He's saying that it took a flick off possibly Declan Rice, but referee Tierney was right there and says he has better ideas, and it's a goal kick, and it's still 0-0. Clinton Morrison.
John, let me tell you something. You can tell me about Casemiro can't defend, but one thing he can do, since I've seen him with this, he always looks forward and plays an incisive pass. It was him. It was a great ball into Dalot. That was like where he's been playing his midfield role. And Dalot, you're right, he's leaning back, but he always looks forward. He's always checking his shoulders and that.
So it is a goal kick for Arsenal. David Raya, who's already been confirmed, he will win the Premier League Golden Glove this season. David Raya with his 15 clean sheets so far in the league, 18 in all competitions, as Arsenal went to the quarter-finals in the Champions League for the first time for 14 years. Back it goes to David Raya again, just on the edge of his penalty area, all in blue. Such a summer scene here inside Old Trafford today. Fluffy clouds now, blue sky over Old Trafford. Short-sleeved shirts all around. Very much a red and white scene around the four stands of Old Trafford, apart from all of those yellow and black shirts that are dotted in the Arsenal section. Their supporters have been in extremely good voice, and why not? So close into the last 8 days of this Premier League season, and they're still in it, even though City clearly are the favourites. Trossard now on the left-hand side. Trossard's left-footed cross to the back post, a stooping, glancing header away by Dalot near the corner of the 6-yard box. Comes back to Odegaard, and the Arsenal captain now into the edge of the area, passes it straight to the Manchester United captain, Scott McTominay, who then gives it back to Odegaard, and Odegaard trying to find a way to the edge of the penalty area, runs into red. Johnny Evans had to be quick there on the edge of the area as it was played back to him, but he was able to scrape it away, and Arsenal take up possession again on the halfway line. I don't know whether it was just because of the circumstances, but watching the two teams in the warm-ups, Arsenal looked razor sharp, whereas Manchester United, I have to say, there did look to be an end-of-season look about them. Still a European place to be played for, and of course, places to be played for in an FA Cup final team.
Yeah, they've still got a lot of football to play and a lot of impressive.
Odegaard's away from Amrabat, plays it through into the penalty area, but Evans gets there first, knocks it back across to Casemiro, and then Casemiro hits a long pass out to the halfway line where Tomiyasu's able to chest it down. Sorry, Clinton.
No, you're all right, mate. It's nearly a goal. No problem at all. But you're right, they are playing for their FA Cup final spots, and also maybe to stay on next season. We don't know what's going to happen with players at this football club. We know there's going to be big changes, John, that's for sure.
We do, don't we? Big changes are planned. Manchester United nil, Arsenal nil. Changes in almost every department. Maybe every department. White playing it through to Odegaard, right side of the penalty area, up against Evans. Evans backpedaling. Odegaard then does a full 360 degrees. He had Ben White, now he's got Bukayo Saka, who scored in both matches against Manchester United last season. I saw him score a hat-trick here at the end of last season for England. So good memories for Bukayo Saka at Old Trafford. Now the ball to the right-hand side again, where Thomas Partey, again in the team, Arsenal, Mikel Arteta picking an unchanged side. So Jorginho, who signed that contract extension during the week, he's on the bench. Same substitutes as last week as well. Lovely continuity for Arsenal. Only Jurriën Timber on the injured list as he comes back from that knee problem that's kept him out all season. Here's Gabriel, left-sided central defender, lovely pass through to Tomiyasu into the penalty area, and a falling Casemiro is able to get something on that. Still the ball in play, but it's won back by Casemiro. That's the most popular event of the day so far for the home fans. Casemiro with a little win there against Tomiyasu. Old Trafford getting behind their beleaguered number 18, who's left out of the Brazil squad as well, wasn't he, this week, Casemiro, for the Copa America, which is coming up during the summer. Although it does feel like summer here today. Rarely felt so warm sitting in this seat. It's actually too warm to lean back against the plastic of the seat behind me on my back.
It's leather seats, that's why, isn't it,
I think
John?
it's plastic, isn't it?
Is it plastic?
Look,
I thought we're at Old Trafford, I thought it'd be leather.
Leather, look. Here's White with the ball to the right-hand side. And now, coming from that right side, Odegaard just taps it back towards the halfway line. And then the Norwegian gets it back, drags his foot over the ball, but the pass forward was there for Amrabat. Amrabat, whose instructions are very clear, I think, in this match. Amrabat has been sent out to look after the back four, certainly look after the two central defenders, the two 30-somethings. But here's Havertz down the right-hand side for Arsenal, into the penalty area against Evans, plays it into the near post, and Trossard is there! Trossard gets there first ahead of Casemiro and taps it in the 6-yard box, and it's taken them 20 minutes, the title challengers, to force the lead at Old Trafford. The man in form, the Belgian Leandro Trossard, with his 17th goal of the season, a big settler for Arsenal. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1.
Yeah, and it's Casemiro plays in one. They get up. Man United's defence get up. It's just a long ball down the line from Ben White. You'll see, John. So Onana clears the ball, and then it's dealt with Saliba, and then he just plays a hopeful ball. He's so deep, Casemiro. Everyone else is squeezed up, and he's playing at Havertz on side. So that's how they get to score the goal. He has to get up if Onana's clearing, and that's because he's not used to playing centre back. Good run from Trossard, great little cutback from Havertz, and that's how they score. But Casemiro has to get up the pitch.
Yeah, you've described it brilliantly, Clinton. Casemiro is probably 10 yards behind the other members of the back four. And Trossard, it was Wan-Bissaka trying to get to him, but Trossard made a diagonal run across the box to the near post beyond Casemiro, who had a look over his shoulder. He actually looked over his shoulder to see where Trossard was, but Trossard came on his blind side, and it was a lovely finish. Excellent. I mean, it was a striker's finish, really, from Trossard.
You're right, John, it was, but it's listen, I'm not picking on Casemiro. He's had a fantastic career, but he needs to get up, and that's because he's not used to playing centre half. Once Onana get up the pitch, and he's played him on side, Havertz.
So Havertz sets up Trossard to make it Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. And I know Manchester United supporters, if you're listening to us wherever you are in the world, whether it's the World Service, whether it's 5 Live, I'm sure when you heard the news of this Manchester United team today, whether you heard it with us, whether you read it on social media, I know there are plenty of Manchester United people around us who are saying that it's, in inverted commas, as weak a Manchester United starting lineup as they can remember seeing. And not only that, as well, the substitutes bench today, there are 5 teenagers and an untried 20-year-old among the 9 substitutes for Manchester United. So apart from Eriksen on the bench, and Anthony as well, and that speaks for itself too, that Anthony can't force his way into this Manchester United team, Clinton.
Oh, definitely. Even in the summer, it's a big decision. Do they keep Anthony? Because listen, they've got a guy at Dortmund who's flying at the moment who they want to try and get back in there. He's in the Champions League final. Who's got all the ability, but that's for another day.
That's another question altogether. And the part of that question is, will that young man want to come back to Manchester United?
Exactly.
Well, his team playing yellow and black, and it's the team in yellow and black that are on top here, buoyed by that goal in the 21st minute. And Arsenal attacking again. Ben White on the overlap. Saka to Ben White, clips it across, but got too much on that, and it drifts away over the goalposts and behind on the other side of Onana's goal. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1, and I can tell you that Aberdeen are now winning 4-0 at Hibernian in the 3 o'clock kickoff in the Premiership. Fletcher Boyd with the 4th goal after Clarkson, Polvara, and of course Miovski scored for Aberdeen. I wonder if it's hot in Aberdeen today. Aberdeen, famous for its Northern Lights. There's a foul by Højlund on Gabriel, the assistant flagged for that, and it's a free kick.
You know what? They've actually done okay, Man United, because I did think it could get out of hand when you saw the team come out, but they've done alright and created chances. Just have to stay in the game. As I say, it's a mistake that's cost them, where Casemiro doesn't get up the pitch quick enough.
14 degrees in Aberdeen, apparently.
Yeah, that's sunny. That is sunny for Aberdeen.
It must be about 24 here.
Definitely. When I was driving, it said 26, it'd say, so it is about 24, yeah.
Did you see the Northern Lights this week?
Yes, I did see it. Brilliant, wasn't it?
I should have known you would.
You should have known. I'm not going to miss that.
You're not going to miss a trick.
Exactly.
1-0 Arsenal lead. Arsenal aren't missing a trick either here. As Amad Diallo does well, actually, and he's fouled. He's just dragged back, so it's a free kick to Manchester United halfway inside their own half. I mean, I have to say, Manchester United have done okay up to the point they conceded the goal.
Exactly, done okay. Arsenal hadn't really created anything, but that's how good Arsenal have been this season. Just like that, they can create something. And that man Havertz as well. We spoke about Trossard, the goal, but Havertz has played a crucial part over the last few months for Arsenal. Yeah,
another assist for him. And Trossard now, this is turning into a really, really good season. 17 goals in all competitions, 4 in the last 5 appearances for him, and he's keeping Martinelli out of the team. And from a point where he was second choice, he's now first choice.
Yeah, he stepped up to the mark, and that's what you got to do when you have big clubs like Arsenal. You get your opportunity, you got to take it, and he's definitely done that, Trossard.
So it has finished Hibs 0, Aberdeen 4. That's the full-time score. A popular score today after Manchester United won by 4 goals to 0 against Tottenham in the cup final at Wembley. As you might have heard if you were listening to Jonathan Pearce and Izzy Christiansen, who are very complimentary about us too, Clinton. So we should send it back to them as well, of
definitely.
course. Yeah.
Two good people though,
very.
Izzy and Jonathan Pearce, 2 really good people.
And 2 0-0 draws in the Championship playoff semi-finals. So the second legs are set up for those on Thursday and Friday. We'll have news of all of that midweek football on 5 Live Sport every night this week. And the big one will be on Tuesday night in terms of the Premier League, that is, where Arsenal with this scoreline would have a 1-point lead over Manchester City. Long way to go yet, though, but Arsenal will feel a good deal more comfortable, and it's their supporters you can hear in great voice throwing for Tomiyasu. They won't be happy until they've got a second goal, though, naturally enough. Here's Scott McTominay on the halfway line. Of course, Manchester United's matches this season, there's no predicting them. I mean, they've gone one way or the other, and there's a foul on Saka on the halfway line by Gallo, so a free kick to Arsenal. I think it's true to say that they have been the great entertainers this season, in that so many of Manchester United's matches have been incredibly entertaining.
And I think that's when Ten Hag says entertaining. It doesn't mean entertaining his teams. It means the games that they've been playing have been really entertaining. I think he just needs to get his words right.
Maybe. I think you might be being quite kind to him there, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. 1-0 Arsenal lead. Mikel Arteta down there on the side of the pitch, all in black, or I think it's black and grey trousers. Ball played to Havertz on the halfway line, who's lost it. Casemiro steps in, but Casemiro's passed it straight to Partey, and Partey's able to turn back, give it to Gabriel on the edge of the penalty area, then across to Saliba in front of the East stand. What have you spotted?
Look at Casemiro here, because he's stepping in to go to Declan Rice, and he's still thinking he's playing in that midfield role.
Yeah, so he has to drop back now, and here is Rice, and there's now space for Rice to take it on towards the edge of the area. Declan Rice challenged by Casemiro, comes out, Tomiyasu drives it, that hits the shins of Johnny Evans, just bent his knees, just flexed his knees and blocked it back outside the penalty area. That was ominous for Manchester United, the way that space just opened up for Declan Rice. And now through to Saka, right side of the box, slips as he turns, gives it into White. White shoots from a very tight angle, and it flashes across the face of goal and beyond the far post for a goal kick.
Just opening up Man United at will. It's not even like you can look and they can do anything about it. It's Saka, and it's all down that right hand side. He was just onside Saka, but good little play from Saka into Ben White. And Ben White's been brilliant this season at right back, and he's unlucky there.
Almost half an hour played in the warmth of Manchester. You'll be able to watch the highlights on Match of the Day tonight. Mark Chapman is here inside Old Trafford today, so they're presenting Match of the Day from inside Old Trafford. You'll see it tonight on BBC One, or watch it anytime on iPlayer. And of course, Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton will be here on 606. We'll let you know when the lines are open.
Side,
Hoyland.
he's frustrating goalkeeper, because if I was the centre forward, he wants to show everyone, just play the ball. Your job is to keep the ball out of the net. I know we want goalies to play out from the back, but play it quicker. If you was an outfield player, it's different, but you're a goalkeeper. There's a reason you're a goalie.
So if you were Hoyland, and admittedly, of course, he's a young player, isn't he? Rasmus Hoyland, 21 years old, you would be saying...
Yeah, he's just taking too much time. Like they're trying to make the space for them, Man United, but they've got to dink it into his feet, because he's good at pinning.
Johnny Evans has to turn the ball out towards the far side. He's got support there from Garnacho. Now here's Evans on the left wing. Good Evans. Brings it in field with his right foot to Kobbie Mainoo. Now Amrabat on the halfway line through the middle to Amad Diallo. Wan-Bissaka makes himself available on the right hand side. Then again it's Amad who just rolls the ball in field towards Amrabat. But Arsenal are now absolutely back in position. And Manchester United have got their work cut out to try and find a way through them. And Amrabat receives the ball again near the halfway line. Casemiro over here on the right makes himself available, but this is just a series of short passes in the central third. Now out to Garnacho over there on the left hand side. Dalot goes past Saka, doesn't cross it, gives it back to Garnacho. Garnacho now cutting in field, plays it into the defender, gets a bounce back. Garnacho pulls it back into the penalty area. McTominay battling for it, but then Partey steps in and Partey takes the ball. And Arsenal now with Saka. He wasn't able to beat Dalot, and Manchester United come again with Mainoo to the left hand side to Garnacho. Garnacho slips inside the penalty area. Still Mainoo though, Manchester United in possession. It runs to Garnacho, he rolls it back outside the area. Casemiro with a shot, a header away across the penalty area by Gabriel. Comes back into the edge of the box, out to Casemiro, the ball hanging high 30 yards from goal. It's allowed to bounce by Mainoo, who just manages to evade the challenge from Partey.
That young man's a good player, by the way, John. He's been a bright spot. Yeah, man, it's a great touch. Ball's in the air, he's got bodies around him, he's just so composed.
And here he is again. Mainoo just receiving the ball at his feet over there on the left hand side. A touch back to Dalot. There's a suggestion there that there might have been a foul, but referee plays the advantage. Hoyland now inside the penalty area. Might have been having a shirt pulled there, Hoyland, but Arsenal were able to nip in and clear it away towards the halfway line.
See, I know he loses it, but he's got no support to set someone. That's where they do miss Bruno Fernandes, who wants to get up and support the centre forward. It's a great little ball into his feet, and he pins Gabriel well, but Arsenal get bodies in and around him, and he's got no Man United players within him.
Yep, with Arsenal leading through that 21st minute goal from Leandro Trossard. Full time in the Super League. London Broncos have got their first win of the season, 34-18 against Hull FC. Long pass now from Manchester United to the edge of the area. Hoyland and Dalot there near the edge of the box. Comes to McTominay, left foot shot, lacked power, and Raya, even though he dived down to his left, he pulled his hands away from it. He let it go outside the off stump, as they say in Spain, and it's through for a goal kick.
And that was better from Onana. Dalot made a great run from fullback, and he was the one the furthest forward, but then they get the seconds. That's what they need to do. You need to play high up in Arsenal's half, because you're not going to out-football them in your own half.
It's the cricketers, the choice of listening on Sports Extra right now. County Championship cricket, every match. We'll have commentary on every match all through the summer on all of the counties, provided by brilliant coverage from BBC Local Radio, sometimes on Sports Extra, but you'll find it cricket pages of the BBC Sport website. Here's Mainoo now on the halfway line. He might have been tricked there by White, but it was taken on by Garnacho. Now McTominay, a little ball to Garnacho. Arsenal are back in numbers, and so Garnacho will need all his tricks, he'll need all his skills. Garnacho then back to Amrabat, who touches it further back to Dalot. Now back to the left hand side again. Garnacho's going to have another go at White, but they've got two men there, Saka and White. Comes back again to Garnacho on the left wing into the full back position, but just checks back. Ball comes to the rest.
You need to get crosses into the box. I know they're not the biggest, but you have to get, when you get wide, deliver crosses into the box.
And you look at you there, Clinton, the old striker in you, sitting there shaking your head.
Yeah, it's
at the failure to deliver into the penalty area. 1-0 Arsenal lead. Amrabat now low into the middle of the half. Back from Mainoo. Amrabat, the shaven head, the Moroccan international, World Cup man, Then Hoyland out of the area, back to Garnacho, who's going to have a go for goal, takes a deflection right across the box, and it's hooked away by Tomiyasu on his right foot near the edge of the 6-yard box. Manchester United again. Diallo just backs away. Now it's Diallo. He's got to get past both Trossard and Gabriel. It's almost static play, this, from Manchester United. Back to Casemiro there. He curls it in, and it's chested back by White, safely to Raya.
Look at your wide man, Garnacho. The ball's coming in. As your wide man, you got 3. He should be looking out the back post. I don't know what he's waiting for out there. He's a talented individual, but he has to look out the back post. It frustrates me, John, when I'm watching football like that, and it's basics where you got to be looking out the back post. Arsenal do it brilliantly. That's how Trossard scored his goal, getting in from the back post.
Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. Clinton Morrison next to me, Republic of Ireland international, World Cup player for Mick McCarthy in the Far East. It's like a day at that World Cup. I don't think I've ever been hotter than I was in South Korea sometimes during that World Cup. Yeah, this would be fresh compared to...
Some days we couldn't train until the evening, and it was still hot.
Oh, you think you had it hard? Just to commentate in it.
I know. Good luck with that one.
10 minutes to go to half-time. Played out from the back by Arsenal. Thomas Partey, who's missed so much of this season. The number 5, this is just his 9th start in all competitions, but 4 in a row as Arsenal tried to take it to the last Sunday of the season. Raya, long ball downfield, that's over the top of the goal scorer. Trossard can't reach that. It's out of play for a throw-in to Manchester United, halfway inside their own half. So if they win this today, they're able to hang on to the lead that they've got. That would take the title race to the final Sunday. But as I say, they will not be comfortable until they've managed to get that clear lead here, because we've seen what Manchester United are capable of doing in recent times. The ball's very nearly given away to Havertz. The ball was played across the back line by Garnacho, and Havertz, that could easily have fallen to him, and he would have been right in front of goal. But actually, Manchester United now counter-attack. Lovely footwork from Diallo into the penalty area. He went down, shouts for penalty. He'd already played the ball through to Hoyland. He's still down on the edge of the box. Clearly VAR will look at that. I must say, I'm not convinced on one viewing. And they're going to put the ball out of play here, Menu, so that...
If it's outside the box anyway, VAR can't get involved, John. And it looks like where his body is, he might have just been outside the box.
Some brilliant footwork from the young man. And I think he...
foul.
No, it's not.
Near a foul. I don't know.
Well, Partey slipped over and actually...
He treaded... Yeah. Partey doesn't touch him.
Amagello steps on Partey's
so it's
leg.
Nowhere near a foul.
I mean, he ran into a group of Arsenal players, and he went there. I think he'll be okay. Went down rather heavily. But I have to say, whenever I've seen him, and I know he's had injury problems, Amad Diallo, this season with a knee injury that he had. So he missed the first 5 months of this season. But he got that goal against Liverpool. But his first start of the season, when he's come on and played, he's always looked bright and as though he's got something to offer.
Yeah, he has. He was very good for Sunderland in the Championship. This is Premier League. It's a big step up, but he has always looked bright. I agree with you, John. And it's an opportunity for him this afternoon, but it's never been a penalty. So I think that's more of his ego being bruised that maybe he gave the ball away. Yeah,
Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. Diallo is receiving treatment, and it's also an opportunity for all of the players to come to this side of the field. And the water bottles are out en masse. All the Arsenal players are gathered around Mikel Arteta. More instructions from him. They're very animated down there. He's one yellow card away from a 2-match touchline ban, incidentally, Mikel Arteta. I don't think he would want to be banned for the final Sunday against Everton. We don't know yet where we're going to be for that commentary. We'll decide that this time next week. When
after the Tottenham game, hey?
I would suspect so, yes.
Me too.
So join us for that next Sunday. Don't miss that. If you're on the move next Sunday afternoon, 5 Live, BBC Sounds.
John is more likely to be at Man City though.
I have a
funny feeling.
I have a feeling that you might be right there, Vincent. But that's not for us to decide.
No, it's not. It's for the teams on the pitch to decide.
It is, first and foremost.
And then the main man will go where he wants to go. No, really. I'm only joking.
Right, he's okay. Amad Diallo's come off the pitch, and here we go. Back underway. Throw-in taken, and Arsenal give the ball back to Manchester United. Half-time we'll have reaction, I'm sure, from Wembley as Onana has Clinton shaking his head again. Goalkeeper, you must have given some hammer to some of the goalkeepers you played for.
Oh yeah, but they gave me some hammer back when I missed a chance, so I could take it. But I could give it, but I could take it as well, Joe.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Anyway, that ball, long ball from Onana, ended up with the goalkeeper at the other end, Raya. As Havertz gives it away, and now Menu through to Højlund then back to McTominay, but Arsenal again quickly back behind the ball, all of those luminous yellow shirts, and then into the penalty area in a stretch from Partey, and Raya struggles to keep that in. Didn't get there in time. By the time he slid it away, it was behind the line, and it's a cheap corner for Manchester United. So Dalot goes across there to take it. Diogo Dalot in what's been a difficult season, obviously, for Manchester United. I think he's one of the contenders for player of the season. The full-back, left back today. Dalot, right-footed delivery with this corner to the near post. McTominay tries to flick it on, and the referee's given that as a handball. Did it come up and bounce against his hand?
What? I think he's given it as a high foot, and he's ducking down.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he's given it as, high foot.
Raya, long ball from him. Havertz has taken it down, but the referee has said he hadn't blown the whistle, I think. Well, that's a let-off. What a pass that was from Raya, and what a pull down it was from Havertz, but the referee, had not blown his whistle for Manchester United to take Arsenal to take the free kick.
They got away with one there, Arsenal, definitely.
Well, Manchester United got away
Man United, got away with one. And poor Tierney feeling sorry for them, because that was a great pass from Raya.
It was, but it's come back for the free kick to be taken. And I think they were a little unfortunate there to concede a free kick from the corner. 1-0 Arsenal lead, 5 Live and the World Service from the BBC, and the ball on the edge of the penalty area with Raya, who just passes it out to Gabriel. Now Partey drops deep again. Partey through the middle to Havertz. Now Havertz runs into Amrabat, and Manchester United have won it back. It bounced to Garnacho. Garnacho running at the Arsenal defence into the penalty area. Garnacho still going, but players either side of him, Arsenal men. The initial block from Saliba bounced to White, and now Saka looks for the early pass, but Evans is able to step into the path of it and prevent it from reaching the run of Havertz. Manchester United again come forward. 4 minutes to go to the break. I think they'll need some air at half-time as much as anything else. We're all packed in very tightly here. Ball rolls back to the halfway line. Casemiro then turns and rolls it back to goalkeeper Onana. So the only goal coming in the 21st minute, when Casemiro didn't step out, played Havertz onside on the right-hand side, and then Trossard got away from Wan-Bissaka, evaded Casemiro and popped it inside the 6-yard box. 1-0 Arsenal lead. And Manchester United, with this scoreline, could equal the club record of 9 home defeats in a single season. Johnny Evans pulling the ball here to the right-hand side. It would be their 14th Premier League defeat of the season. Amad Diallo seems okay. Left-footed ball swept out to the left-hand side. Garnacho struggled to get it under control, but he's got it now, and now cuts into the penalty area along the byline, pulls it across. Raya goes down. McTominay inside the box can't get it under control to make the turn that he needed to get a shot in on goal. And Arsenal were able to stab it away to comparative safety.
Amad Diallo and Garnacho are the two lively ones. You need to get the ball. Amad Diallo's causing Tomiyasu problems, and they're the two that look most likely to create something for Man United at the moment.
Yeah, no Rashford today, still injured. 4th consecutive match that he's been out. Harry Maguire as well on that lengthy Manchester United injury list. Just having a look, I think I can see Steve Holland down there, but I can't see Gareth Southgate in the director's box. It's a week on Tuesday that England will name the sort of large training squad, as they're calling it, for the Euros, as Manchester United pass from Casemiro on the halfway line just drifts over the head of Dalot and through for a goal kick. So make that a date for your diary, week on Tuesday. There'll be some discussion about who's not in that squad. I'm absolutely certain.
John, I'm going to throw you a name. Tell me if you think. I think he should be in the squad. Eberechi Eze. Because at the moment he was in the squad before he got injured. He's the maverick that you can throw on and make something happen. And the way he's playing at the moment.
I think Gareth Southgate was there on Monday, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, he was there Monday and he was very good. Mark Gahey back into it.
Yes.
I know I'm just catering for Palace, but I would do. But them two should definitely be.
Depends how big that squad is. You know, it could be 30.
Yeah,
it could be a squad of 30 that he names. And if so,
I hope he makes it.
Then that he might well be in that.
Yeah.
And if so, at the very worst, he'd be on standby, wouldn't he? Suppose played forward for Havertz, and Havertz and Evans collide, go down together. But actually, he's brought it back because there's an Arsenal man down on the.
I think he gives the foul to Evans and he's just going to see if he's alright. Saliba.
Yeah.
And he is.
Yeah, Saliba's okay. Home supporters didn't like that. Paul Tierney, they think he's showing too much concern for the Arsenal players. But Saliba's back on his feet. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. Half-time, we'll have more on the earlier matches. There'll be 3 minutes of added time at the end of this first half. And former Arsenal man Theo Walcott will be on the Monday Night Club tomorrow, by the way, along with Mark Chapman and Chris Sutton and Rory Smith. So that's 5 Live tomorrow night. Theo Walcott on 5 Live Sport. Long pass from the back, out for a throw into Arsenal in their own left-back position. Pressure was put on Arsenal, and I think it's genuine to call it pressure for them to come here today to Old Trafford, regardless of Manchester United's form, when they know that they have to get a win here on a ground where Arsenal have won just one of their last 16 Premier League matches. Mind you, that's not always been this quality of Arsenal team against this Manchester United side. Amad Diallo, lovely from him, goes full 360 degrees. Arsenal win it back, but then Amrabat plays the ball through to the edge of the area to Højlund, and Saliba's able to come across, take the ball away from the young Dane. But under pressure, he has to pass it out of play for a throw.
It was good from Amrabat. He went and won it back off Odegaard, but he rushed the pass. He did ever so well there.
Yeah, and now Manchester United again with Kobbie Mainoo in centre field. Just pokes the ball to the left-hand side. Dalot, Manchester United, who've recovered well actually from going a goal down. Cross in from Mainoo, too close to Raya, who leaps high on the edge of the 6-yard box, catches the ball, and then falls down forward under his chest.
Yeah, they just need more bodies into the box when they get into them areas, and the ball has to be whipped in. It can't be floated in like Kobbie Mainoo. But Ten Hag won't be utterly disappointed in the performance in the first half. It's just a goal. The goal's naive defending, and that's why they're losing this football match.
Yeah. They're lacking a bit of presence there inside the penalty area. I think we can certainly say that. They're missing a Joe Jordan or that sort of figure.
A big Duncan Ferguson.
Yeah. Not sure whether he would have entertained playing for Manchester United. Again, he probably would. 1-0 Arsenal lead. Manchester United could be looking at 19 defeats in all competitions this season, and that's going back. That hasn't been done since Dave Sexton's team. Joe Jordan used to play for Dave Sexton back in the late 70s. So that's the extent of where Manchester United are. 1-0 down here, half-time approaching. That we're in the last minute of added time. The sun just disappears for a moment or two. Casemiro bringing the ball forward. Black socks pulled right up to his knees. Passes the ball, Casemiro, to Amad Diallo, who's really caught the eye in the first half. Lovely change of feet, step overs. Then Amrabat curls it right the way across to Garnacho, controls it on his right foot, shoots straight into the legs of Ben White, who just blocks the ball away out to the left-hand side. Against this Arsenal team, it's got to be quicker and slicker and sharper.
You hit the nail on the head, John. You can't slow it down against this Arsenal team. They recover in their numbers ever so well.
Nana's in the centre circle now, but plays it square, and he's not happy.
I don't like all of that throwing your hands in the air. Give the ball to the players that can play. You had Casemiro there. Don't throw your hands in the air and trying to get the crowd to get on some of the players back.
And there is the half-time whistle. Well, they've put some pressure on there, Manchester United. But in terms of what it actually led to, really, it's been relatively little. for Manchester United in that first half, I've made a couple of notes. The Højlund chance early in the match and the deflected Garnacho effort, and that's it. Arsenal have just been too good for them.
No, they have. Arsenal ain't been at their scintillating best, where they create chance after chance, but it's sufficient. And at this stage of the season, it doesn't matter how you play, it's about getting the 3 points. And Man United haven't really caused Arsenal any problems, as the Højlund one's the only one, John, where he slips over. But yeah, professional performance from Arsenal in the first half.
And better from Manchester United than Monday night?
Oh, much better. 10 times better than on Monday night. At least they're having a go and making tackles. I think Amrabat's been busy in midfield. Diallo's been a threat on this right-hand side. Just have to get Garnacho involved a bit more, because he looks a real threat on that left-hand side.
Well, Arsenal are where they want to be. They're in front. They have to win this match to take the title race into the last 7 days, and that's what they're doing. But they'll not be comfortable until they've got a clearer lead than this. At half-time, Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. Yes, he's just walking along the touchline, Steve. He's actually waving. He's watching the action while he's also waving to the spectators, who are obviously giving him words of encouragement. Arsenal leading by 1-0. So we've got a really big 45 minutes plus to come here, because if Manchester United can find a way back here, if they can bring it level, that would mean Manchester City can win the title on Tuesday night when they go to Tottenham. No changes at the break by either manager. So Manchester United with this lineup that Robbie was referring to, Onana in goal, as Saliba is almost caught in possession, but White's able to clear it away. So Manchester United, Onana in goal, Wan-Bissaka at right back, Dalot at left back, and it's Casemiro and Evans in central defence again. McTominay, Amrabat and Mainoo in midfield, Diallo, Højlund and Garnacho the front line. And Arsenal, same as last week, Raya in goal, White, Saliba, Gabriel and Tomiyasu, Odegaard, Partey and Rice, Saka, Havertz and Trossard. And it is Leandro Trossard who scored the only goal so far, set up by Kai Havertz almost midway through the first half, when Casemiro played them onside. So Arsenal in possession, Manchester United end in the second half, where it's clouded over here at Old Trafford, still very humid, red shirts, white shorts, black socks, and Arsenal in that yellow and black away kit with the black wavy lines on their shirts. And Trossard under pressure, playing the ball across the halfway line. Saliba now just gliding away and stretching and opening his legs. He's played every minute in the Premier League this season, one of only 2 outfield players to do that. Him and Clinton, you know the other one?
Oh no, I don't know that.
It is Max Kilman of Wolves.
Every minute,
yes.
Wow.
The way you nodded there, I thought you must know the answer.
No, you know what I was going to say Saliba, that's why Arsenal in the title race, because he's fit.
Yeah.
I think he's been outstanding. They missed him last year.
Yep, definitely a contender for Player of the Year, I think.
Right, there's only one person though, come on John.
Well, is there? Oh. I made my vote for the Football Writers Award. Here, the ball on the left-hand side, played forward to Declan Rice, down into the full-back position. Rice, 2 Manchester United players with him, and it's Casemiro actually who steps in and wins the ball back from Declan Rice. And then did that ball go out of play? I think the Arsenal fans suggested it had, down in the United right-back area, and then Mainoo actually wins a goal kick off Trossard. Goal kick, 1-0 Arsenal lead.
No, I'm thinking there's not only one, there's a few contenders, but I thought the boy wonder, maybe Phil Foden might win.
Foden, yeah.
Declan Rice is at an outstanding.
Rodri got my vote.
How did Rodri? He's not even made it into the.
No.
How has he not made that? That's for another show and another discussion.
Well, maybe tomorrow night.
Maybe
tomorrow night.
How has he not made it? Unbelievable.
So important for Manchester City.
I think people only look at the back end, John, and don't look at the start.
Yeah, like the pantomimes. Yes, Havertz plays it forward down the left-hand side to Dalot. Dalot infield to McTominay. Bounces away nicely into McTominay's pass, but then Rice comes across, snuffs out the danger. Although Mainoo's able to take it up again for Manchester United. Dalot goes round the outside of Saka, keeps the ball in. Dalot away from Saka, and then Dalot left-footed ball into the area, but Partey slips over after controlling it. But Arsenal have just got too many bodies in there, and even though Partey came a cropper, he was helped out by Saliba, and Arsenal got it away, and it remains 1-0. But I can see a situation in this match, if it remains 1-0,
they get a chance.
This could become quite nervy for Arsenal.
And you have been saying that a lot of the time.
There's Evans back towards the halfway line to Casemiro. Back to Evans again. Pass forward from him to Dalot. Manchester United, who actually had more of the ball in the first half, but didn't have an attempt on target for all of the play that they had. And Arsenal are controlling them. They're not letting them through. But their supporters, their followers, wherever you're listening, might be around the world on the World Service, hoping that Arsenal might be able to nick the title for the first time in 20 years. They'll be desperate for a second goal. Ball out to the right-hand side from Casemiro. Amad Diallo runs it infield from the right flank. This is the end in which he scored that amazing winner against Liverpool in the FA Cup. Gives it square to Dalot. Now here's Garnacho on the left-hand side, running at White. White trying to recover. Left-footed ball right across the box is controlled at the back post by Trossard, who takes it down and then plays it off the head of Wan-Bissaka. And it bounces behind for a goal kick.
And now it's Diallo, Amad Diallo. It's good play from Garnacho that needs to be on that back post. He's still here. He's still in the middle of the pitch. He needs goals. He's the attacking winger. He has to get into the box, John.
And the thing is, for Manchester United, it's pretty much got to be a case of the team that starts this match has got to do it for Manchester United, because of the 5 teenagers and the 20-year-old on the bench, as well as Eriksen and Anthony. You would think we would see Anthony at some stage with Amad Diallo starting a match for the first time this season.
Definitely. What Man United need is the guy who's 5 or 6 seats away from us on the left-hand side, Andrew Cole.
Yeah, Andy Cole's there as well, is he? Oh, there he is, yeah. So Andy Cole's there, Bruno Fernandes on the back row beside Tom Heaton. Don't see Marcus Rashford from where we are. Anthony Martial is here as well. He was on the back row. We might not be seeing him many more times at Old Trafford. Here's Amrabat. A crossfield pass from him over the top of Trossard, who couldn't get his head to it. And here's Diallo now. Amad Diallo running at the Arsenal defence. He's got Wan-Bissaka, but he's played it behind him. And involuntarily, Amad Diallo threw his arm up in the air because he didn't get that pass right to Wan-Bissaka, who wanted it delivered into his path. However, here he comes again, Amad Diallo, but he's overrun that. Inside Declan Rice to win the ball back. He sensed it there, didn't he, Declan Rice? He knew there was a heavy touch coming from Diallo, and he glided in and took the ball away, just whipped it away. Ball to the halfway line, headed back by Dalot, chested down by Partey. Now here's Odegaard. Seen very little of Arsenal in an attacking sense after they made a really strong start to the match, scored almost midway through the first half through this man, Trossard, the Belgian. Trossard, edge of the area, left of the ball right across the box. That Havertz stretching forward his right foot, can't get there, and it's out of play for a throw-in.
The thing is, they're good defensively. As much as they've not been as good as we've seen Arsenal recently going forward, Man United don't look like they're going to break them down at the moment.
But with this scoreline, the title race is going all the way to the final Sunday. Whatever happens on Tuesday night. Throw in for Manchester United. Dalot takes, it's headed forward for Arsenal, and then out of play the deflection is given not Arsenal, so Manchester United's way. In the last 12 seasons, the Premier League has gone to the final day 4 times. 4 times in the last 12 seasons, when we've got to the final day without knowing for absolute certain who the champions will be. Every time it's been won by Manchester City of those 4 occasions. White heading the ball away. Mainoo again was tugged back by White, but the referee's played the advantage, and then Mainoo, the ball bounced out of play. I think he might have given it as the free kick, or has he given it as the throw? Yeah, he's given it as the free kick. He did bring it back. Paul Tierney, the referee. Infield from Dalot to Amrabat. Amrabat turns against Odegaard and is able to carry it forward, and then a misplaced pass, passing it to his left. Mainoo wasn't expecting it. Terrible look, that. Throw in Arsenal.
They just lack quality. As much as like endeavour, they just lack quality, and that's been the story of their season so far, John.
Yeah. And I mean, some of the topsy-turvy results that they've had, like losing 4-0 at Crystal Palace on Monday night, 1-1 here against Burnley before that, 4-2 against Sheffield United. Before that, there was that, I don't think I'll ever forget that FA Cup semi-final that you and I witnessed. I mean, I'm still thinking about it now.
They'd left, the fans had left.
Yeah. Amazing day. And here they are, 1-0 down to Arsenal. The last 5 times Arsenal have won here, it's been by a 1-0 scoreline. Raya passing the ball out from the back to the left-hand side to Gabriel, just puts his foot on it. On 5 Live at half-time, I think Robbie Savage was making a very good point that Arsenal perhaps could be a little more ruthless, but they are trying to contain and control this with a 1-0 lead, which could be playing with fire.
It could be, and he said Man United intensity has to go up, and I agree with him there. Go and press and go and win tackles.
Ball volleyed away by Casemiro as Arsenal send the ball forward towards Havertz, but now Partey in the centre circle, through and low to Odegaard, under pressure, he gives it to Saka on the right hand side. Bukayo Saka has White on the overlap, still Saka in possession though. White's had to run all the way through and round into the penalty area. Odegaard's behind him, and the Arsenal captain back to Partey, fortunate bounce of the ball, back to Odegaard, Saka available in the middle, and now Saka takes it on into the box. Ben White still there, across it comes, Rice with a shot, that's blocked by Wan-Bissaka. Rice is able to give it to Trossard, left side of the box, works it over to the middle. Saka was there, defender as well, and actually Diego Dalot did brilliantly there against Saka and defended that. Otherwise Saka might have had a 6-yard finish right in the middle of goal.
Yeah, that's when they get it right. Arsenal, it was a great block initially, good play from Saka and Odegaard, great block from Wan-Bissaka, and then it comes out, and then you're thinking Trossard's going to pick him out, and it was Saka, and it's brilliant defending from Dalot. But that's how Arsenal can be. They can be quiet and then they just pick it up and turn it on just like that.
Yep, Manchester City fans tuning into us on 5 Live. The score, Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. So Arsenal would be going back to the top again. Saka into the edge of the area. Trossard attempted a flick to Odegaard. This one didn't come off. It's given away by Mainoo. Now Saka on the edge of the box, takes it across the left corner of the penalty area down into the full-back position. Then Mainoo comes in with a challenge to take the ball and put it behind for a corner.
See, when you're under pressure, John, as I said, I like the playing out from the back, but sometimes you've got to put your foot through it. Trying to play little intricate passes there, you'll get punished.
The Arsenal supporters in that corner looking down on the number 7 on the back of Bukayo Saka's shirt. Arsenal trying to work one of their clever set pieces. So we've got Tomiyasu and Partey on the far side of the penalty area. Ben White is there as well. The central defenders on the edge of the 6-yard box. Saka, here's the delivery from the corner to the near post, which is flicked across the box by Saliba, but he got too much on that, looking for a little glance, and it just looped away onto the roof of the net near the far top corner.
I just think there's not enough pace on it. It's a good ball in from Saka, but he's not whipped in enough, and he gets too much on it, and yeah, right, onto the roof of the net.
Manchester United take this goal kick out from the back. Lines are open for the 606 phone in on 5 Live. Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton taking your calls on 08 085 909 693. You can text 85058. Manchester United now. Evans sets Garnacho away, and Garnacho's into the penalty area. Defenders are there, and that's an excellent piece of work from Saliba, who just went with him and then stepped in at the crucial moment inside the box to take the ball away from Garnacho.
Brilliant defending, because Garnacho, as a defender, you've got Garnacho who's one of the best at running one-on-one. He never dived in. I think Garnacho maybe could have done more. He did try to shift it. It's great defending from Saliba. That's why he's been one of the best this season. Unbelievable defending.
Yeah, that's a man on top of his game, William Saliba. I'd be amazed if he's not in the France team for the Euros.
But John, he doesn't start though, does he?
Not necessarily.
No, crazy. They must have some centre backs.
Well, they've got some squad.
They have.
And a throw into Ben White on the halfway line, which I suspect he'll not be involved with England. Steve Holland watching from the director's box to our left.
That's a crazy situation because he's been outstanding, to be fair.
Unless there are negotiations going on, Declan Rice said he'd do his best when we spoke to him about it in March. Throw-in taken by Arsenal's Saka. Then I think there was a little foul on him. Free kick to Arsenal inside
Agent
the
Rice. Agent Rice.
Yeah, that would shock us a week on Tuesday if Ben White was in the squad.
I can't see it, John. I can't see it. No.
I can't. I think he's retired for the duration of the current regime. But we'll see. 1-0 Arsenal lead. And still this very warm Sunday afternoon here. County Championship cricket continues on Sports Extra. The Premier League here on 5 Live. And Manchester United just stepping back as Arsenal have the ball halfway inside their own half. Here is Ben White. Then back to Saliba. His tackle on Garnacho. That was the tackle of a man on top of his game. As Saliba uses White, then infield to Partey, works it forward to Saka. Arsenal still inside their own half, and Saka's infield pass is deflected, and Manchester United have got it back. Johnny Evans, I think that came off the arm of Saka, who then shoves over Johnny Evans. So it's either a free kick to Manchester United. Yes, it is. It's a free kick that is given Manchester United's way. Amrabat takes this back to Johnny Evans, and now Onana, all in black, passes the ball all the way through, almost to the halfway line, to Menu, who takes it in his stride. Declan Rice arrives shoulder to shoulder. Now Amad Diallo receives it. Amad Diallo puts his foot on the ball, one of his orange boots, gives it to the right hand side to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka, 3 Arsenal players in front of him. Then it comes back to Diallo again, left footed ball right across the pitch. Garnacho takes that down. Garnacho, he's found some space, he's got the chance to shoot, and he does so wastefully. Almost the amount of space he had there on the edge of the area was a surprise to him, and trying to bend it into the top corner, he got it all wrong.
You know why? It's a good run from Dalot, and Saka and Ben White both go with Dalot, and it opens up, and he should really be hitting the target there, working David Raya. And it made me laugh because on my left hand shoulder, Bruno Fernandes jumped up because he's thinking great opportunity, and he looked frustrated when it went wide. But it's good play, it's better from Man United.
We're into the last half hour now, Manchester City fans. It looks as though it's going to the final Sunday, but maybe not. We'll find out in the next half hour. Manchester United 1-0 down. If they get anything from this match, City can win it on Tuesday night. And Manchester United roaring forward. Dalot, who gives it to Garnacho, and Garnacho takes on White, who goes down rather easily. I mean, there was a hand there from White on the body of Garnacho, but I think he was already going down, and I think even the most optimistic Manchester United fans were appealing for that goal kick.
He needs to slow down. He's running at 100 miles an hour. He doesn't need to. All he needs to do is, he's trying to run inside, and Dalot's running with the ball. Just stand still. Dalot will find you one-on-one. You've been beating Ben White a couple of times, so, and he is the most likely at the moment, Garnacho.
Actually, the most optimistic Manchester United fans probably were claiming it was a penalty.
Yes.
But I think the majority would agree that it wasn't. So, Manchester United start again. Amrabat. Now to the right-hand side, Wan-Bissaka just flicks it back. Amrabat, seeing a lot of the ball. Amrabat in front of the back four. Casemiro now. Casemiro passing it to the left-hand side. Mikel Arteta is in discussions down there. I think maybe a change. Arsenal have got the same substitutes again as last weekend. So unlike Erik ten Hag to his left, lots of options for Mikel Arteta on the bench. Here's Amrabat though, still with the ball inside his own half for Manchester United, to Wan-Bissaka again. Wan-Bissaka has to take on Trossard first of all. Chooses to go infield, then a little flick back to Amad again.
Too slow. This is where they got to quicken it up, because Arsenal get back into their shape. They got a brilliant shape at the moment, John.
Yeah, they do. You can tell how they work on this. As Jorginho was saying earlier in the afternoon on 5 Live Sport, talking as he was in our interview about the way that they work in training. Amrabat then low in towards Kobbie Mainoo's central position. Odegaard and Rice either side of him. Rice follows him out to the far side. Amad Diallo again, but now Rice and Tomiyasu are in front of him. Packed penalty area. Amad Diallo back to the right hand side, and then Casemiro low ball into the edge of the box, stabbed away by Partey. Comes out to Garnacho actually on the left hand side. Garnacho has Dalot there. Dalot will cross it into the penalty area. Took a deflection actually, but then was taken down by Saliba. And the clearance away from Saka just gives possession back and gives encouragement to Manchester United again. Garnacho receives it from Evans. Garnacho now running at pace against White, who just got a touch on that. Saka's in there as well, and it's the Arsenal man who comes out with the ball and then clips it forward. But Havertz can't get there, and Arsenal can't get it out. Arsenal are pinned back in there by Manchester United just now, and Amrabat playing it forward to Højlund. Højlund, who had a couple of good chances early on in the match, wasn't able to take advantage. United lose it though, and Declan Rice now does take the opportunity to relieve some pressure and takes the ball over the halfway line. Again, Trossard now on the left wing. and he's only up against Wan-Bissaka. Trossard, Wan-Bissaka slips over. Trossard plays it into the box. A flick from Havertz. Odegaard, left foot shot, and it's saved down to his right corner now.
Yeah, it comes from Højlund. He don't hold the ball up. Centre forward you have to, and then Wan-Bissaka, he has to go and engage it quicker. Wan-Bissaka, I know he likes to defend, but go and get, and he slips over. Good play from Trossard, and you fancy Odegaard when it comes onto his left foot to bend it, but it's a comfortable save from Onana.
Yeah, how many times have we seen Odegaard score in those sort of situations? Scored in the match earlier this season against Manchester United when they came back from 1-0 down, Arsenal, to win that one. Trossard flicking the ball into the box, but it's headed away by Johnny Evans out to the left-hand side here, and Gallo will ship it forward. Yeah, remember that match at the Emirates early in the season in September when Rice and Jesus scored in added time to win it 3-1. Manchester United 1-0 down, but Garnacho, Erik ten Hag urging his team on the coaching area, on the edge of the coaching area. Garnacho with a cross, but it's beyond everyone, whether in yellow and red or in red, and out of play for a throw-in to Arsenal in the left-back position, and as expected, the change is coming for Arsenal, and it is a straight swap. Clinton Morrison, Martinelli replacing Trossard.
Yeah, it's a different opposition for now Wan-Bissaka, because he will get forward and they will use the space. Martinelli, McTominay was just down in the box. I think it's McTominay, and he's only just come back from injury, but you'll be hoping that he's alright.
Yeah, it's a knee problem he had, Scott McTominay, who is just leaning forward with his hands on his knees, and Erik ten Hag is asking the question, is he okay, McTominay? And finally the change is made. I thought Trossard had left the field on the far side, but in actual fact he did come over to this side of the field, and McTominay, is he alright? He's not alright. He's leaning down. I mean, it was a knee problem, but that looks more lower leg that he's inspecting.
It's these conditions. He's played 66 minutes. Do you risk him? I know you've got an FA Cup final coming up, which he will be needed.
Yeah, you'll hear that on 5 Live. The FA Cup final, you'll hear the Champions League final, you'll hear blanket coverage of the Euros, all of the other summer sport as well, stretching in front of us. It's a great time of the year, this, isn't it? All of that sporting action still to come. Feels like we're in the middle of summer here today. Gabriel with the ball at the back to Partey. McTominay, he does not look comfortable. He's the man who's closest to Partey, just follows him there. Erik ten Hag is watching, and I think they're talking down there, Steve McLaren and Erik ten Hag, about what change they're going to make if McTominay has to leave the field. Arsenal still in possession, deep inside their own half. 08085 909 693 to book your call with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton if you're at one of the Championship playoff semi-finals, or indeed the Women's Cup final, or Aberdeen's big win at Hibs. Give them a ring. Here is Amrabat out to the left-hand side. Now Garnacho evades White. Garnacho has support there to his left from Dalot, uses him, comes back infield towards Amrabat. Arsenal have got everyone back behind the ball. Evans plays it square, still quite ponderous. Casemiro has a shot from distance, but it's straight at Raya, best part of 30 yards. He had a good sight of it and caught it into his chest.
Is that their first shot on target? Or is it maybe their second one?
I think it is.
It's possibly their first one, so I think Casemiro wanted to get that on, that they've had a shot on target, because the build-up's been good, but it's just in that final third, nowhere near good enough. It's too slow.
Midway through the second half, yeah, there is going to be a change. And Anthony, good discussions for it to be Anthony coming on.
I know.
But if it is McTominay, you see, Anthony coming on will potentially leave Manchester United a little stretched. Here's Saka bringing it forward down the right-hand side, and Dalot is able to block the cross behind for a corner, an Arsenal corner.
Nice. Ahmad Diallo is struggling.
Ahmad has sat down now.
And I think it wasn't going to be him.
No, so that's clearly become another issue, hasn't it? So it'll be a straight swap. Ahmad Diallo, he did get a knock, didn't he, earlier in the match, Clinton, if you remember?
Yeah, he's faded out in this game in the second half, so it probably be one you'd be wanting to change anyway.
I think understandably, his first start of the season, missed half the season with injury. And so Anthony, who was left out today, which, I mean, Eric Ten Hag made only 3 changes from the team that started at Crystal Palace. And to leave Anthony out was quite the admission, really. He was the fall guy, really. Yeah. Ericsson left out as well. But Anthony now, if his pride has been hurt, now's the opportunity for Anthony. Manchester United are still chasing this minor European place. Don't forget. So they do have plenty to play for here. 3 points behind Chelsea and Newcastle in 7th and 6th. So off goes Amad Diallo, on comes Anthony, and this Arsenal corner to restart play with 20 minutes to play. Arsenal with a slender 1-0 lead. Saka backs away now. The Arsenal supporters above him in the stands. Saka takes a short corner to Odegaard, then back to Saka. He stabs it back to Rice, 25 yards from goal, then back to Odegaard on the right-hand side. Still everyone's up from the set piece. Odegaard gives it back to Saka. Amrabat goes in with his shoulder and wins the ball back. And Manchester United look to counter-attack, but Saka snuffs that out, fouls Amrabat as he's breaking away, and that'll be a yellow card for the Arsenal top scorer.
Yeah, it's not good for my fantasy team either. I don't know why Saka's getting a yellow card there, but it was great defending from Amrabat. Good strength. He's actually done alright in midfield, John, with his work rate. Maybe not as good on the ball, but the work rate, he's done well.
He's done what Eric Ten Hag has asked him to do today. Exactly. He's actually done the kind of job that he did for Morocco, didn't he?
That's what I'm saying, all over the place and just giving it to the players in front. He's been really effective in there.
Evans, long pass downfield from him, but onto the head of Saliba, volleyed forward by White. Amrabat's behind that though. Gallo is able to get the spinning ball under control, and it's played back into the centre circle to Casemiro. Again, Amrabat now dropping almost alongside Casemiro. Low pass from Amrabat. Oh, he's giving it away, and Martinelli couldn't take advantage. He probably should have done. Rice though. Rice then gives it to Martinelli, who's on the left wing. Amrabat comes across, and after his mistake, he slides in and tackles the ball out of play for a throw.
Yeah, but he showed that intensity. The rest of the players need to learn off what he's doing, Amrabat. Because he gave that away, but he's the first one to go and recover and close down.
Supporters, Manchester United fans, some of them on their feet, as Amad Diallo, who went off on the far side, is just passing down in front of us here as he moves back towards the halfway line. And Anthony wins the ball back from Tomiyasu, and Anthony takes it to the edge of the area and shoots weakly straight at Raya, who's able to pick it up. Not much more than a back pass in terms of the pace on that.
No, he done well to win it off Tomiyasu, but then once he gets into that situation, the shot's not on because Saliba's closing down the space, and really should have just moved it on to Garnacho.
Mikel Arteta, I think he'll be feeling this. He's wearing that black jumper again, and he will be hot under the collar in every sense, because this is finely poised. And incidents like that, when Anthony was allowed to run at the penalty area, Clinton.
You're right, John, it's moments, and Man United walk, you can't think they'll go 90 minutes without creating a clear-cut chance, and Arsenal, they need to get this next goal in this game. You did call it earlier though, you did say there would be a few nervy moments if it stays like this.
I think we've reached that point for Arsenal. You tell us if you're an Arsenal supporter. Give Chris and Robbie a ring. 08085 909 693. We'll have the interviews as well from down in the tunnel area during the course of 606. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1 remains the score. 5 Live and the World Service from the BBC. And indeed, of course, BBC Sound as well. Martinelli heading it forward. Down for Menu. Menu skips his way through, but there's cover there for Arsenal as Martinelli jumps into the challenge, but it bounces back to Menu, does well again, and then finds Anthony. Anthony back to Menu. 30 yards from goal. Square to Amrabat, who's going to try a shot, but that's blocked by Rice, who stepped into the way of it and blocked it. And it's cleared up towards Havertz, who might have used an arm to control that. Nevertheless, Casemiro is able to get the ball down. And Manchester United are going to make another change. And it's Willy Kambwala who's coming on. He's one of the long list of Manchester United central defenders who's been out injured. And he's come back after missing 4 matches, the 19-year-old. Still raw, of course, having played only 9 times for the Manchester United first team. And it's Johnny Evans who is going to be taken off. So Kambwala waiting to come on. Ben White playing it infield, but playing it straight to Manchester United. And now Amrabat releases Mainu, but Arsenal are quickly back in position. The ball's not being moved quickly enough for Manchester United again.
Yeah, it's too slow. The only one who's giving them width is Garnacho, and then he's too far tucked in.
Garnacho's gone past White, down into the full-back position, now to the byline, tried to flick it infield. Partey was there as the next line of defence, and he got something on that, and Arsenal, Saliba whacked it out of play for a throw to United down the left. If I was an Arsenal follower, I'd be feeling uncomfortable now about this. Johnny Evans, 36-year-old Johnny Evans, at the start of this season, I mean, who would have thought that Johnny Evans would have been starting the penultimate?
Yeah, he's been, and you know what, every time he's pulled the ball, he's done alright, Johnny Evans, this season. Credit to him.
So 35 is replaced by 53, and Kambwala, the 19-year-old, comes on as the skies darken over Old Trafford now. Crossfield pass by Casemiro, that's headed away by Tomiyasu, who was fouled by Anthony, just bumped into him with his body. It's a free kick. Arsenal will take that. They'll be feeling this. And whether Mikel Arteta is going to make another change or not, I think he's gone quite Guardiola, hasn't he? Who is, I don't know if it's superstition or what, he went with that heavy black jumper, didn't he, at Fulham yesterday. Arteta has gone with the zip-up sweater here today. And
he looks good, Arteta, but no one looks as good as what Pep does. I'm just putting it out there. Pep is the man. Arteta's getting there, but not yet.
Yeah, not really in a position to judge.
Exactly. You are in a position to judge, but Pep's just got levels, and everyone's trying to catch him.
Yes. 1-0 Arsenal lead. Thought Mark Chapman was very warmly dressed when he came down to speak to us at half-time as well.
Best I've seen Chappers.
Really?
Yeah, it's the best I've seen him. You can tell he was pitch side.
I've seen him look better than that. Anyway, you can judge for yourself on Match of the Day tonight on BBC One. Watch it anytime on iPlayer, likewise last night as well, and all the BBC's live radio on BBC Sounds, including the new Mbappe programme on from Tuesday morning. Don't miss that. Ball played down to Wan-Bissaka, who Manchester United get a second chance to get it away. Bounces off Højlund. He's been quiet, hasn't he, in the second half? Rasmus Højlund. Amrabat must have seen more of the ball than anyone else. Oh, and then he passed the ball behind Dalot and Saka. Saka was in. Saka plays it square and he's given it away. It's catching now. Mainu forward to McTominay. McTominay running away from Partey. This could open up for Manchester United. McTominay finds the pass to Garnacho. Garnacho shoots into the side netting. He was closed down by Gabriel, who came across from his left-sided position, and that led to, I know we talk a lot about low fives and high fives between central defenders, but I think that deserved one, the way that Gabriel was able to force Garnacho to shoot wide.
You're right, it is catching though. Saka unusually gives a ball, but it's good drive from McTominay. He picks the right pass, and you want it to go to Garnacho because he's been their most liveliest, but I think it was good defending from Ben White. He didn't give him that opportunity to drill it into that far corner past David Raya.
Clinton, I am absolutely not ruling out a Manchester United equaliser here.
You've been saying it to me if it stays like this, John, and you've been in this game for many years, so who am I to not agree with you?
You're Clinton Morrison.
Nah, you're John Murray.
Well,
you do the maths.
Saliba playing the ball back towards the edge of the penalty area. Well, one of us will be proved right in the next 15 minutes or so. Mind you, I think when we were at Wembley for the semi-final, I said, well, that's pretty much it.
We both did, though.
Yes. They did win, though, Manchester United.
Yeah, they did win, so we did say they'd win it, but we just didn't think it'd be themselves.
Gabriel passing it forward to Odegaard. Odegaard now down the left-hand side. And Martinelli on the chase now, into the penalty area, on his right foot, waiting to shoot. Oh, good save on Onana. Well, he did get it on target. It was heading into the roof of the net, and it was tipped over by a diving Onana as he leapt up.
Yeah, it's a good save, but I think Wan-Bissaka's got to go and close him down. Don't let him run at you. Listen, it's difficult because his Martinelli is lively, but I'm thinking, can you go and block it? Can you go and stop the shot? But it's a good save from Onana. It's at a comfortable height, but it's a good, strong left hand.
Still a good save.
It is a good save. You're right, John, because it's a strong left hand.
Yeah, that was heading in, and he threw up a hand.
In actual fact, watching the replay, it's an outstanding save.
Yeah. Corner from the right then for Arsenal. If that goes in, that's it. Manchester United surely wouldn't have come back from that. Just over 10 minutes to go. Saka with this corner. Arsenal looking to see if they can do something with one of their clever set pieces. Saka plays it into the near post. It's headed up and away by Casemiro. Then on the edge of the area, Rice cushions a header to Saka. Saka against Amrabat. Then goes round Amrabat towards the dead ball line. Defender comes in. McTominay it was, and the ball bounced off the three of them. The goalkeeper Onana, who gives it out to Højlund, and Højlund now carrying the ball to the halfway line, passes it at close quarters to Garnacho. Odegaard slides in, misses him. Garnacho's away. There are Arsenal defenders back though. Garnacho pulls it across, and it comes off the recovering Ben White and is deflected behind wide of the near post for a corner to Manchester United from the left.
Yeah, Saka's still down. I think he collided with the advertising board, so he's still down.
So he'll have he's off the pitch, won't he? So the play will continue. And the medical people around there looking at him. That was from when he went round Amrabat, and McTominay came in, and they all slid together down the slope. It does fall away steeply at Old Trafford. Corner then, played in by Garnacho. Raya comes, gets a hand to it. They're clawed down and away, and actually he's clawed it away for Martinelli to run to the halfway line, but Wan-Bissaka went down, made the challenge, bounces back, could be sent forward by Havertz. This is for Martinelli to chase. He's running away from Mainoo, but the ball bounces down towards the corner flag, and that's where he's taking it, Martinelli, because he has absolutely no support. Mainoo's trying to win it back from him down there, and then in the end it bounces out of play off Mainoo for a corner to Arsenal with less than 10 minutes to go now, and Arsenal leading by 1-0. Said right at the start today, Clinton, who's going to do a favour for whom during this final week of the Premier League season, and I must say Manchester United are doing their level best to find what would be an equaliser for Manchester City.
They are, but if he's off the pitch getting treatment, then he meant to wait to come back on. He came back on, Saka, and went back down to, and that's why the Man United fans are frustrated.
And now Mikel Arteta has got his arm around almost the neck of Gabriel Jesus as he's brought forward, and I presume that's going to be Saka who leaves the field. He was a doubt, remember, Bukayo Saka yet again for this match, and that final challenge when he fell rather awkwardly and then slipped down that slope. That's the and actually Paul Tierney, the referee, is telling me he has to leave the field immediately, not walk to the halfway line. So Gabriel Jesus, who scored the clinching third goal against Manchester United when the sides met in London in September, he's onto the field. The former Manchester City man. Corner for Arsenal from the right though, Clinton.
Yeah, it was a good break. Martinelli, that's the one thing when Man United are pushing forward. It was a good tackle actually from Wan-Bissaka, because I thought he was in.
So no Saka now to take this corner. Instead it's Odegaard, who is extremely proficient with the dead ball as well. Odegaard left-footed, so the in-swinger from the corner into the 6-yard box. Oh! Came off a United head and Onana made the save. Might have been Wan-Bissaka's head. Could have been heading in for an own goal. Rice now on the edge of the area. Right foot shot. Saved by Onana, diving down to his left. On another corner.
John, I don't get what is close to the edge of the box. A Man United players are just standing there, putting their arms back. Go press the ball. Don't stand there and let Declan Rice have a free shot. Another good save from Onana.
So the Onana saves are mounting up, but still it's only 1-0 to Arsenal. This match finishes level. Manchester City can clinch the title on Tuesday, but Arsenal are winning. Odegaard with the latest corner. United head to get it away. Nodded back in by Jesus. Cleared away by a stretching right leg of Scott McTominay. With, where are we? 7 minutes to go. 7 minutes to go. Lines open for 606 08 085 909 693. It's getting very gloomy now at Old Trafford.
Thunder's coming.
There might be a thunderstorm for the final minutes of this match.
But who?
Well, goodness, that adds to the whole mix, doesn't it? If we suddenly have a cloud burst and it's still anyone's game. Here's Mainoo with the ball inside his own half. This is the twitchiness that we've been waiting for in the title race. They've been winning it too easily, haven't they? These last few weeks, Arsenal and Manchester City with their convincing wins, but Arsenal with this narrow lead here. It always looked like, regardless of Manchester United's form, that this would be a test. And here's McTominay. McTominay now out to the right-hand side. Wan-Bissaka back to Anthony. Anthony then out to the right-hand side. The floodlights and the lamps on top of this Sir Alex Ferguson stand now really taking effect, actually. You can see the shadows of the players on the pitch. It is so gloomy. Casemiro on the halfway line. Casemiro is forced by Odegaard to play it across to Kambwala. And Willie Kambwala he's ever so relaxed, isn't he, in possession. Kambwala forward towards Dalot. And then Casemiro again. Casemiro square from him to Amrabat. Amrabat out to the right-hand side. Anthony, who's going to run at Tomiyasu. Still Anthony on his left foot, back to Amrabat. Arsenal have got everyone parked behind the ball. Amrabat again to Wan-Bissaka over there near the right corner. Mainoo to Anthony, back to Wan-Bissaka, and then again inside the penalty area. Mainoo slips it between the legs of Martinelli, but that takes it out into the full-back position. Ball across from the right from Amrabat, but Arsenal are able to clear it away to the halfway line. 5 minutes to play, and Manchester United are going to make another change. Christian Eriksen is going to come on, and Amari Forson as well, and
Young Whitley,
and also Ethan Wheatley is going to come on as well. So it's going to be a triple change for Manchester United next time the ball goes out of play. And
I just seen it.
There are two players who've collided, and we've got a stoppage, and there is thunder over Old Trafford.
I could just see it. I just saw a bit of
lightning.
Yeah, a bit of lightning.
Well, are you okay with lightning, Clinton?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Good, good. Yeah. Well, if it takes you out, it'll probably take me as well, so we'll go together.
That looks a sore one for young Mainoo, because he's just been, Tomiyasu's knee on knee, just caught the inside of his knee.
So Wheatley is going to be sent on, Ethan Wheatley, for what's only his third appearance. The young striker, the 18-year-old, the local boy, born in Stockport. And they're actually going to wait, though. Erik ten Hag is going to wait to see how Kobbie Mainoo is. He's come off worst here. Tomiyasu's back on his feet, and he's just been thrown a water bottle on the far side. Tomiyasu, he didn't need treatment, and Mainoo is being helped to his feet. So this will all add minutes on, so we could have very late drama here at Old Trafford. And Erik ten Hag just holding his thumb up now, and now the rain begins at Old Trafford. And for the final minutes of this match, which has really boiled up to a climax, it will be played in pouring thunder rain. Right, the changes are being made. Amrabat is off, so Christian Eriksen comes on to replace him in midfield. He races onto the field. We'll just see Wan-Bissaka is also coming off, so it looks as though Amari Forson has gone over there to the far side.
Yeah, I think Dalot right back.
Dalot's gone to right back.
Play left back.
Anthony right back, as he did in the FA Cup tie. Although Anthony's coming across here and saying, "Where do you want me to go?" And Højlund, the other man. So the 18-year-old Wheatley replaces the 21-year-old Højlund, who struggled in the second half.
I don't get that substitution though, John. You need a goal. Why not put both of them up? Sacrifice McTominay, who's just coming back there. I don't get why you don't keep your main striker on up front when you need a goal. It's very safe. That's what it is. It's safe.
Raya with a clearance was almost charged down by Wheatley, and then Arsenal played over the halfway line. Less than 2.5 minutes of the 90 to play. So yeah, Dalot over at right back now, and Anthony, I would say as a slightly reluctant Anthony, has taken up the left back role again. 1-0 Arsenal lead. 5 live in the World Service from the BBC. These could be big minutes in the title race as the offside flag goes up against United after it was played forward. Wheatley, and just beyond the line of the Arsenal defender, so it's a free kick. Rain absolutely tipping down now from the skies. 08, 08, 5909 693 to talk to Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. The Arsenal supporters trying to see their team through to what would be an essential victory. They have to win this, otherwise Manchester City will be able to win the league to clinch the title again on Tuesday night at Tottenham. Casemiro is dispossessed by Gabriel Jesus. Now Odegaard, lovely turn past Anthony, now into the area for Rice. Rice pulls it across, only half cleared. Chance for Martinelli, couldn't get to the ball, and Manchester United had men in there. Nenu it was who was able to volley it away.
Yeah, I think it was Eriksen with the initial tackle, to be fair. He done ever so well because it did look like he was going to pull it into an empty net, but good play again from Declan Rice.
Yeah, as the ball runs away from Gabriel Jesus, who's claiming that it took a final touch off Dalot, but referee Tierney says no, goal kick. And although Odegaard was clever there in the way that he played the ball past Anthony, you know, he was really using his nous there, wasn't he, against the makeshift left back.
Definitely, and a makeshift centre half on that left hand side in Casemiro, so it's clever, and that's where he probably look to exploit.
1-0 to Arsenal. We're in the 90th minute now. We'll know very shortly how many minutes to add on. I would say 6, 7, something like that. So Anthony now receives it on the left, pushing forward from left back. 6 minutes of added time it'll be when John Brooks comes forward with the electronic board. I think it's Darren Bond it is with the board. Manchester United man has gone down. Garnacho has gone down on the left. And here's the board. 6 minutes. Mixed response to that. 6 more minutes of nervousness for the Arsenal
probably
supporters.
More grounds for Arsenal, cheers for Man United.
Yeah. And Garnacho's okay.
There's my mate, Matt Lucas.
Matt Lucas.
Yeah. We are friends.
The director's box.
Yeah.
You know everybody.
I know he's friends with friends.
Where is, Matt Lucas from?
Did he base
one of his characters on you?
Yes, he did. Well, maybe not. Big Arsenal fan though. Big Arsenal fan. He'll be sitting there nervous.
Yeah. Little Britain, big Arsenal.
Funny guy.
Here's Eriksen. Eriksen into the centre circle. Kampuala through the middle. He'll be shifting uneasily in his seat. Matt Lucas as Omari Forson gives the ball out to the right hand side. Now Dalot takes it on, swings it into the near post, and Raya is able to catch it there, grab the ball in front of his face and then fall down with it. Every moment now, every moment will put the shivers up the Arsenal fans here. And in fact, Mikel Arteta is going to make a double change of his own now. Kivior is waiting to come onto the field, and Jorginho as well. Big flash of lightning.
John ducked there. He thought the ball was coming on.
I thought I was heading our way, Clinton.
Yeah.
That one. But that was sayonara. Oh, listen to that.
Oh, you can hear it.
Oh, listen to that. What drama. It's like this title race has turned into the Hound of the Baskervilles. So Odegaard and Partey are going to come off. So we've got a stoppage here while they come on, and the rain now is absolutely pouring down. That lovely suit of Erik ten Hag is getting very, very wet. The rain is bouncing off the top of his bald head as the double change is made. Partey and Odegaard coming off.
Yeah, maybe I think Kivior's coming on and Jorginho. They're just going to stiffen up that midfield, and what we have, we keep.
Well, they've not gone gung-ho, have they, Arsenal, here today after scoring the first goal. I mean, the first 10 minutes were so intense from Arsenal, but since they scored the goal, since Trossard scored from Havertz's pass, really they've retreated and looked to keep what they have. It could yet backfire, although it's Arsenal now with Martinelli who's able to nip the ball away. 6 minutes of added time and we're already in the third, but I think there'll be more than that. And now a ball over the top. This for Martinelli to chase through the middle, but he can't get there. Casemiro did well actually, took the ball away, gives it to Anthony. Mikel Arteta is waving all the Arsenal men to get back, help out the defence. Garnacho cutting in from the left, right foot shot, dragged it wide of the left post as he looked at it. Raya was scrambling to his right, but he was comfortable, he knew it was going behind. And now the rain coming down in absolute sheets into Old Trafford. Goal kick to Arsenal, and referee Tierney is saying to them, you have to get a move on. Another flash of lightning as well, Clinton.
Yeah, this game's probably ended at the right time because there is a lot of flash of lightning and you can hear the thunders as well, but not really tested David Raya, have they, this afternoon so far, Man United?
Struggling to think of a proper save that he's had to make, really. The efforts that have been on target have been straight at him. This would be a really, really valuable to the point of being priceless clean sheet. It keeps them in the title race, and it's a yellow card for Raya. He can't say he wasn't warned. And Arsenal have now got three central defenders, Kivior and Gabriel and Saliba. So it's a back five. Manchester United have got to find a way through. They will celebrate this. It'll be a second clean sheet in Manchester, won't it, after their 0-0 against Manchester City. I think it is a valid argument to say whether that 0-0 draw at Manchester City has ended up costing them, whether they should have been.
And probably the Villa game as well.
Well, certainly the Villa match. It looked as though it turned on that one.
They'll be asking for a favour from their North London rivals.
They will on Tuesday night. It's not over yet with this scoreline. But a Manchester United goal now, and it will be almost over. That's where we are in this title race on this penultimate Sunday here at Old Trafford in the Thunder. As Eriksen plays it forward, it comes off the head of Gabriel, bounces forward to Jesus for Arsenal, and then a crucial tackle by Cambuala, and he wins the ball brilliantly. Huge cheers from Old Trafford for that tackle on Havertz. He felt that all right, and now Manchester United with Garnacho is able to work it across to the near post, but Raya is there unchallenged, who's able to drop forward and catch it. And I'll make it, that's 5 minutes now at added time. 1 minute to go, but I think it will roll beyond that.
Yeah, there might be probably about 30 seconds extra because of the substitutions, but it's been comfortable for Arsenal. Even though they haven't been at their fluent best, it's been comfortable.
Manchester United, if it stays like this, it'll be a club record of 9 home defeats in a season in all competitions. Throw in for Manchester United. Suddenly it feels fresher as well. There is not that heat. The thunderstorm has taken the heat out of the Manchester air. Long and forward for United. That's where it has to go. Headed away by White. Comes back for United. Menu to Garnacho, did well there actually, just to find the pass infield beyond Jorginho. Casemiro's joined the attack as well. Now Eriksen points forward but plays the pass to the left hand side. Anthony, then the edge of the area. Forsen, now curled in by Garnacho, and it's caught by Raya. Straight into the gloves of the Arsenal goalkeeper, the man with the biggest hands in football. Caught it comfortably, as you'd expect he would, and that might be it. That might be it for this match.
That's a poor. You've got players in the box. You've got to deliver a better ball into the box. They had about 3 or 4 opportunities, John, to deliver into the box. Not good enough.
Mikel Arteta says to the assistant, Scott Ledger, surely that's it. And it is. The final whistle goes. Arsenal have come through the Old Trafford test that it's been. There's a little punch of the air with both fists from Mikel Arteta, who turns to Erik ten Hag, whose Manchester United team, certainly an improvement on the events of Monday night at Selhurst Park. Mind you, that wasn't difficult. But a win for Arsenal, a 1-0 win here at Old Trafford for Arsenal to return to the top of the table, and that means that the title race will go to the final Sunday as Arsenal make it 5 league wins in a row. They're matching Manchester City win for win, and now the rain is absolutely torrential. It is biblical. Erik ten Hag's brown suit is suddenly turning dark brown. He's absolutely soaked. Whether this is his last match as the Manchester United manager at Old Trafford, we'll see. He's got an FA Cup final to look forward to. 2 more away matches in the Premier League. But what a scene to end for him if this is it. Soaked through. But it's Arsenal's day. They've played Manchester United today, and they go to their supporters, and it's all raised arms and applause towards the Arsenal fans in the corner. Clinton Morrison.
Listen, it weren't fluent Arsenal like we've seen them recently, but it doesn't matter. This is the business end of the season, and you just have to win, and you win ugly, and that's what they've done. And their defenders again defended. They defended collectively as a team, and that's why they've been outstanding. Now it's back over to Man City against Tottenham, but yeah, listen, Arsenal, they could have easily have, this was the banana skin game, I think. I looked at it and said, would they drop points here? But they came here and took care of business. brilliant result from Arsenal.
And people were calling this, we heard it on air and off air. This is the worst Manchester United team that we've ever seen, said some Manchester United fans. So with that backdrop, how do you feel they did today?
No, they've done alright, Man United, but the intensity has to be better with this group of players. I did think it could, when I saw the team, it could be a high score like the Palace game, but they stuck in it. They didn't create. They don't have a lot of quality going forward. They missed Bruno Fernandes. They missed the likes of Marcus Rashford. I just think, even though people say Rashford has a good season, it gives you that pace on the left-hand side, and Bruno Fernandes gives you that quality. So it's going to be a long rebuilding for this football club, but they will get it right with the new owners.
So there we are. This title race will go to the final Sunday. It's over to Manchester City again next at Tottenham. Can they do Arsenal a favour? Do the Arsenal players now turn and set off towards the dressing room, knowing that they are still in it, walking away in the thunderstorm, but their supporters are singing in the rain after Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1.
And all of it to the sounds of the storm. John Murray, if Hans Zimmer did football matches, this might be his score, I think.
Well, you name it. Agatha Christie, Arthur Conan Doyle, the lot of them.